Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Delta Fire and Rescue presents the Delta Haunted House at 109 North Center Street in Delta. Admission is just $10 per person. The Delta Haunted House is open each Friday and Saturday throughout October and on Halloween night from 8 to 10 p.m. Food and drinks will be available for purchase, and now accepting cash and most major credit cards. It's the Delta Fire and Rescue Delta Haunted House, Fridays and Saturdays in October and on Halloween night.
Mayhem Haunted House at 13011 120th Avenue, Ottumwa invite you to their second annual Trunk or Treat and Lighted Tour on Saturday, October 12th. Trunk or Treat from 6 to 7 p.m. is free. Lighted Tour from 6 to 7:30 is $10. And get a full scale from 7:30 to 9 for $15 per person. Come find out why Mayhem Haunted House has been voted the best haunted house in Iowa for multiple times. Open for the Halloween season, Friday and Saturdays, October 18th through November 2nd. Cost is $15. Get ready to scream at Mayhem Haunted House in Ottumwa.
We are live at Barn Wired for the Iowa Music Showcase here on Steve Shetler Media. How we all doing today here in attendance at Barn Wired? A lively crowd. We've got Mr. Robert Yeltman hanging out with me as my guest today on the Iowa Music Showcase. Now, usually we bring in Amanda from Barn Wired to explain some of the food options going on and different specials, but instead we have my wife, Stacy, off camera, who is going to be voicing what's going on today. What's happening, Stacy?
Well, Steve, let me tell you, they've got some really good lunch specials today. They've got lasagna with garlic bread and seasoned green beans. I know the lasagna is delicious if Jim made it. Sandwich of the week is Philly melt on pita, and they have a soup of the week that's crack chicken soup. Sounds intriguing.
Okay.
So we also have a few things going on. Barn Wired is going to be participating this Thursday night, October 17th, with KCED's Ladies Night Out. That's from 4 to 8:30. All the ladies can come out, shop around the Sigourney Square, support our small local businesses. I believe there'll be door prizes. They have punch cards, all kinds of fun stuff. So if you haven't shopped Barn Wired, I could get in a lot of trouble here. Just ask my husband. There's some really, really cute stuff. And since I have the mic, I'm going to just brag a little bit on Amanda, the owner, and Barn Wired here this week. Amanda was presented a really cool award. So she was honored and chosen as the Senate Small Business of the Week. So we had Senator Joni Ernst was here in town, presented her the award. Just a really neat thing about, our small community and what Amanda has done with this great business. So Amanda, if you're watching, congratulations.
That's my wife taking over the show. Good job, Stacy. And yes, congratulations to Amanda. Yeah, I was here on Wednesday when Joni Ernst was here, and a great honor for her and everybody here at Barn Wired. I don't know why Jim didn't want to be on the camera today, but Katie, everybody was just chicken to get on camera. But anyway. So get in here and eat some lunch, get some coffee, get some drinks here at Barn Wired. We're here every Friday with a different Iowa musician, and this week we've got Mr. Robert Yeltman. Robert, how you doing today?
I'm really good. Thank you very much for having me. This has been quite an opportunity and quite an adventure getting down here. It's a gorgeous town, and it's a gorgeous time of year, so I really enjoy just the travel, and so thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. And as I've been kind of saying during my morning show, whenever I've been hyping this segment up, it's like I've never met you. You and I have kind of been getting to know each other a little bit over the last half hour or so that we've been hanging out. But yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up? Are you a lifelong Iowan, or what's your story?
Well, I started off life in the islands. I was born in Oahu, and I spent a lot of time growing up in L.A., and then eventually found my way out here to the middle of nowhere, Iowa, and ended up graduating from Traer, where North Tama is, and really enjoyed that transfer from the big scene to something smaller where we can kind of get to know people a little bit better. That whole experience was such an experience that I never wanted to move away. This became home really quickly after I moved here.
Okay. So now where did you say you were originally, you grew up? Oahu?
Oahu, yep.
Where's that?
Honolulu.
Hawaii.
Waikiki Beach.
All right.
Yep,
So
exactly.
Hawaii. I was thinking, I don't know if the word Hawaii came out of your
No,
mouth.
I think I said island, so forgive me. Kind of jumped past that.
Is it Hawaii or Hawaii?
Well, it's Hawaii. It's Hawaii.
Interesting. So, you told me a little bit about California, and you're kind of saying, we're not going to trash California, but you prefer Iowa over California. Is that right?
Very much so. Like I said, the experience that I had coming here and just being welcomed, just the general happiness and gathering that kind of happened in a small town, transformed my kind of view on community. And ever since then, I had moved to the city for about a year and then left that really quick again because I wanted to go back to the small town vibe. And Baxter, Iowa is where we ended up, and the place is absolutely wonderful, and I couldn't ask for a better town to live in.
And that's kind of up around the Newton area.
Just north, yep.
Okay. How many people live in Baxter?
Not very many. No.
And they're -1 right now, so.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. Yeah, well, if you're talking about in town, probably, but our community really is the surrounded area. So
Sure.
Anywhere in between Newton to up to Marshalltown, we see a lot of people coming down to Baxter because, again, such a cool school, nice people to work with. It's a pleasure to be there.
Yeah, and see, all right. So every week I put together like a little football schedule graphic that I put up on Steve Shetler Media, and I've seen Baxter has been popping up as the opponent for some of our area teams. Are they an 8-man team? Are you into the football thing at all?
I am slightly.
Okay.
My son actually just got into junior high football this
Oh,
year,
okay.
so a little more following this year
All
than
right.
we were previous. So we are 8-man football, and it's been a different experience for us and altogether. I grew up obviously playing a different type of football, and so we talked about it before the season, and there was going to be changes and a little more understanding, and he's coped with it very well.
Yeah.
I think the coaches do a really good job of transforming that idea of a different type of football.
Yeah, 8-man's a little bit more wide open as far as the scoring and the offense and stuff. There's definitely a lot more points.
Yeah, it's a
scored.
lot of fun to watch, that's for sure.
But that's small town. Another great thing about small town Iowa, we kind of change with what we need to do, go from 11-man to 8-man for football. So tell us about your music. How long have you been doing the music thing?
I've been playing guitar since I was about 14, which is more years than I care to admit. But when it comes to actually playing live, I started when I was graduated from high school in about 2000, started playing, and then kind of found my way into career paths and this kind of stuff, and didn't exactly go after this as much as I wanted to in my early 20s, and now I had an opportunity to really put forth an effort towards it. And so in the last couple of years, I've really went out there and started playing a lot more live shows and working on some live, some
Okay.
new music and stuff
Okay.
like that. So it's all new, but it's a lot of fun. So
Yeah. How would you describe your music? What genre would you put yourself in?
unfortunately, I can't say what everybody wants to hear, and that's the country. I again, where I grew up, it just wasn't it wasn't always there, and so
Yeah.
I got used to West Coast music, I guess is how I would put it. 90s, I do a lot of covers for the shows and stuff like that. So work with the 90s, Jack Johnson, Sublime, Ben Harper, a lot of acoustic vibe people. So really good music, and it's just what I enjoy doing.
Well, we do basically every week here is acoustic music, and which everything, it's just music at that point. When you break it down to just a voice and an acoustic guitar, everything is pretty much the same. So whether you're country or whether you're pop or anything, about the only thing that would be strange here is rap. So I mean, if you want to throw in some rap today,
I might actually. Now that you say that, I'd love being different.
I'll be wiki. I'll be your DJ over here on the side. Yeah,
I got it covered. Yep. No.
We'll do some Run DMC or something.
That'll be fun, actually. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do our first song of the day. Of course, we're doing original stuff, which we promote here on Steve Shetler Media. So what do you got for us first?
This is called Sunday in the Park. It was written a long, long time ago, an original that kind of still sits with me. It hits home. It talks about just being happy, being in a community, and enjoying the last day before the work week starts out. So
okay. Well, while you do your song, I'm going to jump over here on the computer, make sure everything is going good. But yeah, let's maybe put your hands together, give some encouragement to Mr. Robert Yeltman here on our Iowa Music Showcase.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Early Sunday morning in the park, there's a smell of fresh cut grass, and in the light you can see the day dawning. Watch the health nurse jog on past, just another Sunday in the park. The early morning hours have escaped me now. The meeting maids begin her day, and on the diamond they're choosing up teams, and everybody's come to play. Yeah, we're all here to play, 'cause it's the seventh day. Worries of the work week have drifted away, and hey, now it's the seventh day. Monday's around the corner, but it's still hours till dark. Just another Sunday in the park. Just another Sunday. Another Sunday. Hand in hand and a boy and his grandpa proud. Behind them a red balloon. Lovers stroll by with stars in their eyes, planning out their honeymoon. It's an inspiring afternoon, 'cause it's the seventh day. Worries of the work week have drifted away. Hey, now it's the seventh day. Monday's around the corner, but it's still hours till dark. Just another Sunday in the park. Just another Sunday. Just another Sunday. Another Sunday in the park. Just another Sunday. It's long after dark. Just another Sunday, and I'd like to go home.
Robert Yeltman here on the Iowa Music Showcase on Steve Shetler Media. Again, we're live at Barn Wired in Sigourney, Iowa. Get in here for some lunch, some coffee, some drinks on this beautiful Friday, what's soon to be afternoon. Great job. I mean, you've got a great pure voice.
I was worried that I was going to be overly loud, so I'm glad that you said something positive about it.
Well, I know you got your microphone kind of backed up away from you. That's why.
That is very much true. I usually sing to full crowds without the microphone, so I'm kind of used to that big voice.
Yeah, you belted out nice and loud.
Thank you.
Beforehand, we were talking a little bit about how you and I kind of ran into each other on social media, and I'll let you maybe describe that. Where did you find? Because you found me first. How did you find me?
That's very true. Actually, I have a friend of mine in Baxter who is a local musician as well. His name's Jason Kinsel, and he has the Jason Kinsel Band as well. He's actually got like 3 parts, like a solo, a trio, and then full band.
Okay.
So anyway, I follow him with great detail, actually, and one of the things that he did was stop by, and he got to meet you, and I got to experience it just for the very first time. It got me all excited, so I made sure to follow the show, and I've enjoyed it ever since.
Yeah, and I had seen that you had followed my page, so then I started following you.
That's how you make connections.
Tag, you're it.
Yep.
And I saw that you were playing some music and reached out, and here we are.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
That's what I like to do. I like to keep an eye out, bring in fresh new people that maybe we've never heard of here on Steve Shetler Media, and get you a little bit of exposure. And
it's nice to just be able to play in front of a crowd and let people kind of hear my music.
Yeah.
It's what I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
So you've got some original stuff. Have you gone into the recording studio and done any recording yet?
I've done some recording, but it's always been 1 song or 2 songs. It's never been an album. And so I enjoy the aspect of going in there and working really hard and getting 1 song done. But I think really my passion lies in the live music, getting out in front of crowds and kind of working the crowd, experiencing that whole vibe of just the excitement. And when somebody says, "Hey, you got something that you want to learn," and gives me a song, then it gives me some homework to go home with and do something for next time. So I love the live music.
Awesome. Is it when you're out there playing by yourself? Do you ever wish you had like a full band backing you up? Does it ever get lonely up there on stage?
Well, to be honest, I got to mention my previous band. We still work together, but we've all kind of separated, become dads in our own aspects, and so now we were Fat Chance, and there was the 4 of us, my brother and a couple good friends. My brother moved out to California, go figure, right? And then so we tried to keep going, and then like I said, everybody became a dad, and things become more important when you're in that shoe. So we love doing the band stuff. It was by far my favorite thing I've ever done live. This right now is just something that I want to keep playing my music and still do something as we go. So
yeah, it's nice to have other people up there on stage, kind of for you to play off of.
Yes.
But yeah, it's what people have said whenever I've interviewed solo artists is that it's a lot easier just to book yourself for gigs than try to get 4 or 5 people's schedules lined up to do some band stuff.
That's by far the hardest part, actually. And it's not just the shows; it's the practice and everything else. So finding time, again, as parents, it's really difficult to find that time where everybody can be in the same place at the same time, especially being so far spread apart right now.
Sure.
So,
yeah. Now, backtracking just a bit, back to your recorded stuff. Do you have is music available on Spotify, Apple, and different places?
So you can find me on YouTube under Robert Yeltman, or you can find kind of those links on my Facebook page for Robert Yeltman Music. There's not a lot of my own music, a lot of covers so that people can kind of hear what our music sounds like and then kind of book us from there, and then we surprise them with all the new stuff.
Yeah. And playing out, are you playing out quite a bit? Is it ever a kind of a once in a while thing, or is it an every weekend thing, or how's that going?
Well, this summer I started getting into, as many times as possible. I was playing 2-3 times a week, actually, and that was including Friday, Saturday, and some day during the week where it was, a midday show. But then I started back at school full-time again, and so I've been putting a lot of effort into that, and so this kind of takes a back burn, but it's one of those things that I plan to continue doing, especially through breaks and summers and everything like that. Yeah. So just really want to try and get out there. I'd like to play more. I'd love to see weekends more often, but it's hard to find something every week.
Sure, yeah, I'm sure. Again, Robert Yeltman is our artist here on the Iowa Music Showcase. Let's go ahead and do song number 2 for the day. What's up next?
This one's just fun. That's what I can say. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of words, and it's a lot of stuff put together. So
Is there any story behind this song?
Well, it was put together with the idea that our eyes are our windows to the soul.
Okay.
And so there's a deeper meaning, and you'll hear it throughout the chorus, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of words. It's a lot of balance. So we'll see.
All right, let's do it. Here's Robert Yeltman once again on our Iowa Music Showcase.
Well, I try to sit back, try not to react whenever I hear something that don't please me. But I guess it's in my eyes, they see right through my disguise every time. But when I try to be subtle, it'll wit my rebuttal. But when nobody seems to listen or see that disappointment in my eyes, they're just windows to the soul. They're just windows. They're just windows to the soul. They're just windows to my soul. Well, I try to sit back, try not to attack all the things I see but don't understand. With a little more loving and a little less taking, we can turn this thing around. But when I look into the mirror, find the enemy so clear, I just can't help but wonder about those uneasy looks within those eyes. They're just windows to the soul. They're just windows. They're just windows to my soul. They're just windows. Well, some days I'm down, some days I'm a clown. To ride the bipolar express ain't easy, with one step forward and two steps back, going uphill all the time. But when I try to be refusing all the drugs that I'm abusing, nobody seems to listen or see that desperation in my eyes. They're just windows to the soul. They're just windows. They're just windows, windows. They're just windows, windows. They're just windows to my soul. They're just windows, windows. They're just windows, windows. They're just windows to my soul. They're just windows to my soul.
Robert Yeltman here on the Iowa Music Showcase on Steve Shetler Media. Again, we're hanging out at Barnwired in Sigourney. So, Robert, it's that time of the interview for 5 random questions. These aren't deep thinkers, so don't try to overthink it. Whatever pops into your brain first and foremost. So, question number 1. Other than today, have you ever been in the live studio audience at a TV show being recorded?
No, I can't say I have. I've done live shows where it's just the music, the audio, and I was talking about it before, how I worked with audio, but I've never worked with the visual before. So this is kind of a different experience. I love the lights, I love the experience. The crowd here and everything has been wonderful. Again, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.
Question 2, totally different question for you. What's on your do not eat list? What don't you eat? What are you going to refuse to eat? For me, they always try to force green beans on me here at Barnwired.
I grew up kind of just getting used to everything. That was one of the things that my dad kind of helped us get through all together. The conversation of, you got your green beans over here, you got your, Brussels sprouts over there. And so that kind of ideas got me through all that. And I love hot food, and I love something different. So there's not a lot of things on my plate that I'm not going to eat.
All right. Question 3. If you had an unlimited budget, where would you go on vacation?
I think it would be an extended vacation. I would love to eventually have my own island. I think that would be.
Your own island.
Yep. I'm just gonna boat right in and then just kind of sit there for months at a time. I think that would be the best thing that I could do with the money at the time. Nice vacation.
Question 4. Now, of course, we've been dealing with the hurricanes in Florida the last few weeks. What's the most extreme weather that you have ever personally been in?
Well,
You
when
know,
I was
I was going to say, you've been Hawaii, California, and now Iowa, so you've probably seen a little bit of everything.
I've experienced just about every kind of catastrophe like you can imagine. When I was in Hawaii, we had a couple hurricanes that, it wasn't major, but they were significant and things that you had to be prepared for. Then I moved to California, and we were there for a lot of the earthquakes, early 90s, late 80s, that kind of thing. And then I moved to California, I moved to Iowa, and then kind of thought we were in a safe distance. And then I realized that I had an obsession with tornadoes. So I've had experiences where I've seen a couple tornadoes, mostly funnels. So I guess those have been the biggest experiences, and the reason why I love following the Weather Channel in the process.
Yeah, Iowa can get pretty crazy. And then question 5. Back to food we go. What do you continue to eat that you know is bad for you?
Oh, man. I just had to change all that stuff. Well, I think it's chocolate. I think that is the one thing that it's hard to let go of. I'll find myself eating properly all day long, and then I'll go over and sneak chocolate here and there. So, yeah, that's my vice. I'll take it. It's the chocolate.
Anything chocolatey in particular?
No, between my daughter and I, we kind of it's a various amount. You get something new from the store and you try it out ourselves.
All right.
Like it's a lot of fun to kind of do something together like that.
All right. So you survived our 5 random questions. Good job. Good job.
All right.
All right. We've got one more song before we get out of here for today, and we're going to order us some lunch here at Barn Wired, and they've got some great food. Packed on the pounds the last year or so that I've been doing this show, but I'll eat here every Friday.
Cinnamon rolls.
Oh man, they got
earlier.
cinnamon
That looks
rolls,
fantastic.
hash browns, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So we got lunch coming up. But what's your final song for today?
This is one of the very first songs that I ever wrote. Actually, it was when I was still in high school, and it was just about our experiences on the weekend and trying to get out and get away with a little bit more as the night was ending. So it ended up being more of a rock song than I ever anticipated. So we'll see what we get away with today.
All right, let's do it. One more time with Robert Yeltman here on the Iowa Music Showcase.
Thank you. We're kicking it with the boys, a revolution sets in. And we've got to make another trip to the gas station. Rochambeau to find who is losing time for the cashier clerk exchange, making it a crime. So make it quick and make it happy, make it fast. Now try your best not to let off the gas, but if the popo's up on your head, then sit back, relax, and just to take a chance, cause it's a alright now. Well, it's alright now. Well, it's alright now. Well, it's alright now. But it had to been the first time since the last time, since I was chosen to go. So I jumped in my ride, ready to roll. So quick and make a check. I got the cash, I got the keys, I got everything I need to put my driving to D's. Solo, so I now got to get back before the party starts to die. So make it quick and make it happy, make it fast. Now try your best not to let off the gas, but if the popo in your head, then sit back, relax, and just to take a chance. Cause it's alright now. Well, it's alright now, yeah. Well, it's alright now, right now. Well, it's alright now, right now.
Hey, belting it out here in downtown Sigourney at Barn Wired. That is Robert Yeltman. You can look him up on Facebook under Robert Yeltman Music.
Yep.
And where else are you on social media?
You can find me on TikTok under the same name. I kind of come up with a little bit of stuff on there. It's a little more fun to be on TikTok because it's shorter videos, kind of you give it a little extra nuance.
Yep.
But then obviously YouTube and Facebook are my other main social media.
Okay. Do you have a website?
I do. It's robertyeltman.com. So
Okay.
if you can spell all that correctly, you'll find me on a .com, and you can see a lot of the information to contact me and some extra videos that I've done and stuff like that. So.
Okay. And do you have any gigs coming up that you want to promote? Anything remotely around the area, or where? I was going to say that'll be one more question. Where do most of your gigs take place? Are you since you're up around the Newton area? Do you go up to Des Moines quite a bit, or where do you play a lot of shows?
So like I said, I graduated from North Tama, so I lived up in the Waterloo, Cedar Falls area. So for a long time, that's where I was playing a lot of my shows, and I was getting a lot of my experience from them, and then trying to find extra shows down here in Des Moines. At this point now, we're finding a little more extra shows and, filling weekends and that kind of stuff. But I have a show at the Four Seasons in Newton this coming December, so that's going to be a lot of fun too. So I'm willing to travel, though.
Yeah.
I like I said before, I love traveling. I love the drive over here. I love the experience of get to know new people.
Yeah.
So it's a pleasure to get out and do something different, too.
Have guitar, will travel.
Yeah, exactly.
Robert Yeltman, this week's guest. Now, coming up next Friday, we're going to have, I was thinking she was this Friday, but I got mixed up on my dates. We've got Neva Alden coming as our guest next week. She'll be making her return to the Iowa Music Showcase, so tune in next Friday, 11:30 to noon. We're here every Friday at Barn Wired in Sigourney. Robert, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. Excellent music, and we'll have to do this again in the future.
I look forward to it very much. Thank you again for having me. It's a great experience.
That's Robert Yeltman on the showcase. That'll do it for this week. We'll see you guys next Friday here at Barn Wired in Sigourney.
Thank you guys so much. That was really appreciated. It was so nice.